Christian Fellowship, it's John Kraft. Thanks for watching this devotional as we think about the things that are going on in our world. If you're like me, it seems like every time I read something online or I watch something on TV or even times where I have conversations with people, I end up disappointed and frustrated. It is so easy to think that the things that are going on out there are impacting me or impacting you and harming our spiritual life, hindering us in our relationship with God. I want to give you some good news. The things that happen out there, they cannot hurt your spiritual life. They cannot hinder your walk with Jesus. However, there is something that can. And that is when you allow those thoughts that happen out there, decisions that are made, guidances that are passed by the government, things that you see happening in our culture, when we respond to those in bitterness and complaining, that can hurt your spiritual life. That's why the writer of Hebrews writes in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15, see that no root of bitterness springs up. Talking about that little bit of bitterness that comes inside of you, something that you hear, a decision, a conversation, and you begin that little bit of bitterness, but it can spring up, it can continue to grow and cause trouble, the writer of Hebrews says. See to it that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble. But even more than that, he says, and by it, many become defiled. We really have to be careful because the bitterness that we can start to feel, if we allow that to build up in our life, it can begin to impact not just our spiritual life, but the spiritual life of the people around us as we become people who are bitter, who hold grudges, and who complain, and who end up tearing others down. Instead, at the beginning of that passage, Hebrews chapter 12, the writer of Hebrews says, since we've got such a great cloud of witnesses, let's fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. So, as we walk through this life with all of its disappointments, and they are real, they exist, you will have them. Look to Jesus instead of the disappointment. Don't let those disappointments turn into bitterness, because that can drag you down and drag people around you down. Instead, lift your eyes up as we focus on Jesus together and take our next step in following him. Everyone, I hope you're having a good week. Everyone, I hope that you're able to see past the noise and confusion and see the God who loves you. Thanks for watching. God bless.